Hello, my amazing English learners. Welcome back to Fluent English Learning. Today I have a super thrilling and mysterious story for you. I thought my crush was a vampire. But before we start, let me ask you, have you ever been completely wrong about someone? Have you ever let your imagination run wild and created a whole story in your head? It's okay. Don't worry. We all do this sometimes. But today, I have something special for you. With this technique, you can improve your English listening skills while enjoying an exciting story, just like watching your favorite Netflix series. It is called the story immersion technique. What is story immersion? It's simple. Listen to the complete story. Imagine yourself as the main character. And feel every emotion, just like you are living the adventure yourself. And here's the best part. You will also learn 25 new English words from this mystery story. Each important word will be highlighted in blue, and its meaning will appear at the top of your screen. Words like investigate, suspicious, evidence, obsessed, confronted, and many more. Plus, stay till the end for a fun detective-style quiz to see how much you remember. Ready to solve this mystery with me? Let's dive into Mia's embarrassing but sweet detective adventure. Remember, listen carefully, pause if you need to, and don't worry about understanding every single word. Just enjoy the story. Let's start.
Hey guys, it's Mia here, and I have the most embarrassing story to share with you. You know how I love solving mysteries and researching weird stuff? Well, this time my detective skills almost ruined my love life. Chapter 1. The mystery begins. So, I've always been obsessed with unsolved mysteries. My YouTube channel has like 50 subscribers who watch me investigate everything from missing persons to paranormal activities. I know, not exactly viral content, but I love it. Last month I decided to research vampires. I know. Sounds crazy. But I was bored during winter break, and I stumbled upon these old newspaper archives from our town dating back to the 1800s. There were these really weird reports about mysterious deaths and people going missing, always during full moons. The articles described victims found with unusual marks on their necks and completely drained of energy. The local doctor back then couldn't explain these deaths. Most people blamed it on wild animals, but something felt off about the whole thing. I spent 3 days straight in my pajamas, going through old records, death certificates, and even some handwritten diary entries I found digitized online. The pattern was too specific to ignore. That's when I decided to investigate whether vampires could actually exist in our town. Silly, right? Well, just wait. Chapter 2. Enter the suspect. January 15th. That's when everything changed. I was running late to my literature class. Professor Martinez hates late students, and I practically ran into this guy coming out of the library. Liam, tall, probably 6'2", with this perfectly messy dark hair and the palest skin I'd ever seen on someone our age. But it wasn't sickly pale. It was like porcelain, flawless. His eyes were this deep green color that seemed to look right through you. And here's the weird part. He was wearing this vintage silver ring with strange engravings on it. It looked ancient, like something you'd see in a museum. "Sorry," he said, in this soft voice, and helped me pick up my scattered books. His hand accidentally brushed mine, and I swear it was ice cold. Like, shockingly cold. I mumbled some embarrassed "thank you" and rushed to class, but I couldn't stop thinking about him. When I got to literature, guess who was sitting 3 seats away from me? Liam. Professor Martinez was discussing Bram Stoker's Dracula that day. I know, the irony is not lost on me. And throughout the entire class, I kept glancing at Liam. He was taking notes, but he seemed to already know everything about the book. He even corrected the professor once about some historical detail. After class, I did what any normal person would do. I followed him. Just to the parking lot. I wasn't being creepy. Okay, maybe a little creepy. He didn't get into a car. He just walked away, disappearing into the late afternoon shadows between buildings. And that's when my detective brain started working overtime. Chapter 3. Gathering Evidence. Over the next 2 weeks, I became a part-time spy. I'm not proud of it, but my curiosity was killing me. Evidence log. Day 1. I noticed Liam never ate during lunch break. When I casually asked him about it, yes, I worked up the courage to talk to him. He said he had a very specific dietary requirement and preferred to eat at home. Red flag number 1. Vampires don't eat normal food. Evidence log. Day 3. I checked the class schedules. Liam had 0 morning classes. Everything started after 2 p.m. for him. When I asked about it, he said he had severe insomnia and couldn't function in the mornings. Red flag number 2. Vampires sleep during the day. Evidence log. Day. This one was weird. I was wearing my grandmother's silver bracelet, the one with little crosses on it. When Liam saw it, he literally took a step back. He made some excuse about being allergic to certain metals, but his reaction seemed genuinely uncomfortable. Red. Flag number 3. Vampires and silver don't mix. Evidence log. Day 8. I accidentally bumped into him again. His skin was freezing cold, even though it was a warm day. When I mentioned it, he laughed and said he had circulation problems. Red flag number 4. Vampires have no body heat. Evidence log. Day 10. I started taking pictures of him from across the campus. Don't judge me. I was testing whether he'd show up properly in photographs. He did, but there was something strange about his photos. They always seemed slightly blurred, even when everyone else in the frame was crystal clear. Evidence log. Day 12. I convinced the librarian, Mrs. Patterson, that I was working on a genealogy project for extra credit. I spent hours researching Liam's family name in local records. Here's what I found. The Carter family, that's Liam's last name, had been in our town for over 200 years. But here's the creepy part. In every generation, there was always a Liam. Carter who looked remarkably similar. Same age, same description, same mysterious circumstances. The family records showed Liam Carters in 1823, 1876, 1923, and 1967, all described as youthful appearance, pale complexion, keeps to himself. My hands were literally shaking when I discovered this. Chapter 4. The Smoking Gun. Day 14 was the day I became convinced I'd found a real vampire. It was around 6 p.m., and I was heading to my car after studying in the library. The sun was setting, casting these long orange shadows across the campus. That's when I saw them. Liam was standing behind the science building with this girl from our psychology class, Sarah Mitchell. They were talking quietly, and Sarah looked really pale and unsteady. I hid behind a tree. Yes, I actually hid behind a tree like some cartoon detective, and watched. Liam had his hand on Sarah's shoulder, supporting her. She was swaying like she was dizzy or weak. Then I saw it. 2 small red marks on the side of her neck. My heart started pounding so hard I thought it might explode. This was it. This was proof. I quickly took out my phone and tried to record them, but my hands were trembling so much the video came out shaky and unclear. By the time I steadied myself, they were gone. Sarah walked away slowly, still looking weak. Liam just vanished. I swear he was there 1 second and gone the next. I ran to my car and sat there for 20 minutes, trying to process what I'd just seen. All the evidence pointed to one impossible conclusion. Liam Carter was a vampire, and he was feeding on students at our college. I had to do something. I had to confront him. Chapter 5. The Confrontation. I spent the entire weekend planning how to confront Liam. I made a PowerPoint presentation, yes, really, with all my evidence. I printed out photos, family records, and even created a timeline of suspicious events. Monday morning, I waited for him after our literature class. My heart was beating so fast I thought I might faint. "Liam, can I talk to you for a minute?" I said, trying to sound casual. He looked surprised but nodded. "Sure. What's up?" I led him to an empty classroom and closed the door. Then I dramatically placed my folder of evidence on the desk. "I know what you are," I said, trying to sound confident and mysterious. He raised an eyebrow. "Okay. What am I?" "You're a vampire." The silence that followed was probably the longest. 10 seconds of my life. I expected him to hiss, or show fangs, or transform into a bat, or run away. Instead, he burst out laughing. Not just a chuckle, full, genuine laughter that lasted for like a minute. He was laughing so hard he had to sit down. "Oh my God, Mia," he said between laughs. "You're serious, aren't you?" I felt my face turn bright red. "I have evidence," I said defensively, and started showing him my research. He looked through everything. The photos, the family records, my detailed notes about his behavior. His expression gradually changed from amused to impressed. "Wow," he said finally. "This is actually really thorough detective work. You spent a lot of time on this." "So you admit it?" I asked hopefully. Mia, he said gently, I'm not a vampire. But I'm incredibly flattered that you found me mysterious enough to investigate this thoroughly. Chapter 6. The Truth Revealed. Then Liam proceeded to explain away every single piece of my evidence, and I felt more embarrassed with each explanation. The special diet. I'm type 1 diabetic, he said, showing me his insulin pen. I have to eat at very specific times and monitor my blood sugar constantly. Cafeteria food is unpredictable, so I meal prep at home. No morning classes? I work night shifts at my family's 24-hour diner downtown, Carter's all-night diner. Maybe you've seen it? I help my mom run it so she can pay for my college. I usually get home around 3 a.m., so morning classes are impossible. Avoiding my silver bracelet? I have contact allergies to certain metals, especially nickel and some silver alloys. I've had reactions since I was a kid. See? He showed me a rash on his wrist from his watch. I have to be careful about what touches my skin. Cold skin, anemia, and poor circulation. I take iron supplements, but it's an ongoing issue. My doctor says it's hereditary. The blurry photos. I have a nervous habit of moving slightly when I notice cameras. I've been camera shy since elementary school. The family records? Yeah, we're a family of unimaginative name choosers. There's been a Liam Carter in our family for generations. It's tradition. And we all have similar coloring. Pale skin runs in the family. We're basically professional Irish stereotypes. And the smoking gun? Sarah with the neck marks? This one made me want to disappear into the floor. Sarah is my cousin, Liam explained. She was having some health issues and needed regular blood draws for testing. She's terrified of needles, so I go with her to the campus health center for moral support. Those bite marks were from the blood draw. She always gets dizzy afterward, so I help her get home safely. I just sat there, staring at him, feeling like the biggest idiot in the world. Chapter 7. An Unexpected Turn. But then, something amazing happened. Instead of thinking I was completely crazy, Liam seemed genuinely impressed. Mia, he said, this research is incredible. You found details about my family that I didn't even know. You have real investigative skills. He picked up the folder of old newspaper clippings I'd printed. These historical disappearances you found. Have you looked into them further? Because some of these details are really strange, and it's not vampire-related. We spent the next 2 hours going through my research together. Liam had this amazing ability to spot patterns and connect dots that I'd missed. Look at this, he said, pointing to the dates. All these disappearances happened within 2 weeks of each other, and they all occurred near the old mining area on the outskirts of town. Yeah, but the mining area has been closed since the early 1900s, I said. Exactly. What if these weren't mysterious deaths? What if they were connected to some kind of mining accident or cover-up? My detective brain started buzzing again, but this time with real possibilities instead of vampire fantasies. We decided to investigate together. Over the next month, we spent countless hours in the library, the town hall records office, and even drove out to the old mining area. What we discovered was incredible. Chapter 8. The Real Mystery. It took us 3 weeks, but we finally pieced together what really happened in 1823. There had been a major mining accident, a tunnel collapse that trapped 12 workers underground. But instead of reporting it properly, The mining company covered it up to avoid paying compensation to the families. They spread rumors about mysterious disappearances and unusual deaths to make it seem like something supernatural was happening, so people wouldn't investigate too closely. The bite marks on victims were actually injuries from mining equipment. The drained of energy descriptions were how people back then described the exhaustion and malnutrition that families experienced when their breadwinners suddenly disappeared. The mining company had bribed the local doctor to write vague, mysterious reports instead of proper death certificates. They even planted some of the more supernatural-sounding stories in the newspaper to keep people scared and superstitious instead of suspicious. We found burial records showing that all 12 missing men were actually buried in unmarked graves behind the old mine. Their families never got closure or compensation. Liam helped me organize all our evidence and write a comprehensive report. We submitted it to the local newspaper, and they ran a front-page story about our discovery. The story got picked up by regional news outlets, and eventually the town council officially acknowledged what had happened. They erected a memorial for the 12 miners and their families. Chapter 9. The Best Plot Twist. But the best part of this whole story isn't the mystery we solved. During all those hours of research, all those late nights in the library, all those drives to investigate old mining sites, Liam and I became really close friends. He's incredibly smart, funny, and patient, especially when dealing with my wild theories. He never made me feel stupid for thinking he was a vampire. Instead, he channeled my curiosity into something productive. Our first official date was actually at the town's memorial service for the miners. Not exactly romantic, but it felt perfect for us. We've been dating for 4 months now, and he still jokes about being my vampire suspect turned boyfriend. Sometimes he'll dramatically swirl an imaginary cape and say, "I want to help you with your research." My YouTube channel has grown from 50 subscribers to over 2,000, thanks to the mining mystery story. People love real, unsolved cases, it turns out. And vampires? Well, I still haven't found any evidence that they exist in our town. But honestly, I'm too busy being happy with my very human, very sweet, very much alive boyfriend to spend time looking for supernatural creatures. Though I did keep all my vampire research, just in case. Chapter 10. Lessons Learned. Looking back, this whole experience taught me so much about assumptions, investigation, and relationships. Lesson 1. Sometimes our imagination can create entire stories that have nothing to do with reality. But that creativity, when channeled properly, can lead to amazing discoveries. Lesson 2. Real mysteries are often more interesting than the ones we make up in our heads. Lesson 3. The best relationships start with genuine curiosity about the other person, even if that curiosity is slightly misguided. Lesson 4. Good detective work requires evidence, but great detective work requires collaboration. And Lesson 5. Sometimes the best mysteries are the ones that lead you to something even better than what you were originally looking for. I was looking for a vampire and found a boyfriend, a historical mystery, a boost to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, confidence in my investigative abilities. Oh, and Liam has become my research partner for all my mystery investigations now. He keeps me grounded when my theories get too wild, and I keep him entertained with my creative thinking. We're currently investigating some strange lights that people have been seeing over the lake at night. Liam thinks it's probably just aircraft or weather phenomena, I think it might be aliens. He's probably right, but hey, you never know until you investigate.
All right, detectives, now it's time to test your memory. Let's see how much of the story you really remember. Comment your answers below and share your final score with me. Question 1. What did Mia decide to research during her winter break? Option A, mermaids. Option B, vampires. Option C, fairies. Option D, witches. Answer: vampires. Question 2. What is the name of Mia's crush? Option A, Ethan. Option B, Liam. Option C, no. Option D, Daniel. Answer: Liam. Question 3. Where did Mia first bump into Liam? Option A, in the cafeteria. Option B, in the library hallway. Option C, in the park. Option D, in the dormitory. Answer: library hallway. Question 4. What subject were Mia and Liam studying together? Option A, history. Option B, literature. Option C, psychology. Option D, biology. Answer: literature. Question 5. What unusual ring was Liam wearing? Option A, a golden crown ring. Option B, a vintage silver ring with engravings. Option C, a ruby stone ring. Option D, a black leather bandana. Answer: a vintage silver ring with engravings. Question 6. Why did Liam say he didn't eat lunch at school? Option A, he was on a diet. Option B, he had a special medical condition. Option C, he didn't like cafeteria food. Option D, he was always late. Answer: special medical condition, diabetes. Question 7. What made Mia suspicious when Liam avoided her bracelet? Option 8 had crosses and silver. Option B was glowing. Option C, it was broken. Option D was a gift from Sir. Answer: it had crosses and silver. Question 8. Who was Sarah, the girl with Liam? Option A, his girlfriend. Option B, his cousin. Option C, his classmate only. Option D, a stranger. Answer: his cousin. Question 9. What real mystery did Mia and Liam solve together? Option A, vampire attack. Option B, a mining accident cover-up. Option C, a magical world door. Option D, a ghost haunting. Answer: a mining accident cover-up. Question 10. What did Mia gain at the end of the story? Option A, a vampire boyfriend. Option B, a best friend. Option C, a new YouTube audience and a real boyfriend. Option D, nothing at all. Answer: a new YouTube audience and a real boyfriend. So, detectives, how many did you get right? Write your score in the comments. -5/10, 7/10, or a perfect 10/10? And tell me, which part of Mia's adventure did you like the most? The spooky vampire clues, the awkward confrontation, or the final twist mystery? Forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English mystery adventures. And remember, stay curious. But don't stalk your crushes like Mia did.